Those are our 8 finalists. They're listed in order they qualified from the semi-finals. So Alberto Jimenez Lopez, he qualified in first place from the semis. He'll climb last. Whereas Paul Jenft, he qualified last, so he'll climb first. Let's have a little look at the beginning of this route. And Stefano, immediately, the route setter was telling me it was straightforward but hard at the beginning. You have to climb well early on.
Yeah, usually the final starts quite hard and immediately hard is possible. And sometimes at the beginning there is something weird. It doesn't seem the case here. It looks quite crimpy and pinches.
Yeah, no tricks at the moment, but there are some tricks to come.
It will come soon in the mentor. It's quite soon. Yeah, it's here, actually.
It is here. That is the end of the pink section of this route. As he makes the clip, the athletes have to clip all the quick draws as they go up the wall. We saw some instances of that. And this is this mantle move we're interested in.
Yeah, the mantle doesn't look that hard, but maybe moving from there, seems weird. It's sketchy.
You've got to press up. A mantle is when you're sort of, imagine if you're climbing on top of a table and you're to stand on top of it. It's that kind of a movement as you press down. And the route setters have designed this to be a press with the right hand.
It seems quite relaxed now. There's a small rest in this first yellow hold, but it's quite at the beginning, so I think it will start soon climbing, yeah.
And you can see, not confused, but certainly taking a moment to work it out. He goes into the pinch, so he's not pressing like the route setters thought. Different style there, that's going to be interesting. As Paul heel hooks, entering this yellow part.
Yeah, here the routes seem to start the hard part. Before it was just a warm-up.
This route about 8C, 8C plus, if you were putting a sport grade on it, and you could see that heel hook in these slightly damp conditions, but he's making it stick. Slight fumble here with this clip, clipping down by his ankles. Up to the pinch. And Stefano, dual texture on those holds, so quite slippery.
Yeah, quite slippery, and with this humidity I think it's even worse. We had these volumes in the final in Innsbruck and they were not so good, I remember.
I'm just laughing at Stefano describing it as not so good. Everything on this wall is not so good. It's incredibly hard, and these athletes have not had long to look at them, but they are the best of the best. Paul Jenft now making his way across this wall onto the big red volume. Big cut loose and a swing into this slopey jug, which will not have been made better with the rain.
Oh wow, I didn't expect this. I didn't read the route like this.
Almost bat hanging here, inverted on the route, upside down. And you can see it's not a bad hold that, but it's not wonderful, and he's just hanging upside down, trying to get that lactic acid out of his forearms. Now with the heel hook as he pops up to the white volumes. What an effort from Paul Jenft here, our first climber out on the wall here in Villars-sur-Olon for the IFSC Lead World Cup Finals. Stefano getting crimpy fairly quickly.
Yeah, now it's, this last part looks crimpy and seems to be, super hard.
We lose Paul as he comes into that crimpy section. Great effort from him.
I think my first final was when I was 18 or 19, so it took me a few more years to go to the final.
Well, Colin Duffy is here, one of our Olympians. He'll be flying off to Tokyo in a couple of weeks as he makes a double clip there early on. This is the moment the athletes need to settle down, get their nerves out of the way, and just do what they do best. This first section, quite straightforward. Hard, but straightforward. As Colin gets his feet up, presses down on this hold into this yellow, just creeping his fingers over the top, quite stretched out position.
Yeah, it's a bit shorter than Paul, so I think he did with no problem anyway.
But interesting watching the different styles of the athletes. Colin is a bit shorter. Height, of course, a real excuse, especially at this level. These guys, this is is their bread and butter as they enter this final. Colin being quite careful on these holds, perhaps the slight dampness we talked about, just making him hesitate a second.
Yeah, I think the humidity is quite high now, so I think it's going slowly to control the holds, because like a dynamic move will be a bit dangerous in these pinches.
4.5 minutes on the clock. The athletes get 6 minutes to climb the route, to clip that final quick draw. That's how they win. Colin makes a fairly easy clip. He's looking good at the moment, just taking his time through this bottom section. As Stefano said, you don't want to pop off now. It's easy to do as he reaches up into the pinches now. You can see a little screw on hold for his thumb. Into the slopey jug. Will he go upside down as well? Let's see, as he spotted this potential rest. He's certainly got a high toe in.
Yeah, he's resting in another position, I think. Yeah.
Stefano, you're a big outdoor rock climber, and often we see people who climb outdoors kind of really use knee bars quite well. Is that something you actually practice doing, or is it just natural for you to rest in strange positions?
I usually practice because in climbing some routes that are set for a competition, usually sometimes there are a lot of volumes and it's usual to find some knee bars.
Colin Duffy then going well into this crimpy section now. He's got to transition to a different style of climbing, and this can be so hard as he creeps towards Paul Jenft's high point. You can see on the left-hand graphic. And that's putting him currently into the lead as he gets into that tiny crimp, just finger pads only, into a smaller crimp. Unbelievable strength from Colin Duffy as he locks that off.
Even he's clipping from that crimp. The crimp is really small. Yeah, you can see very well.
Colin Duffy shows some superhuman moves here, and now he's looking shaky. Drops back down, almost peels off. He's not going to give up that easy. Up to the hold. Getting more points every time he moves up. Colin Duffy, with 2.5 minutes to go, is looking very, very solid at the moment. Just teetering his feet out. You can see that leg shaking with the pressure. And now he has a little moment of breath to pause as he presses into the top of that roof, makes another clip. Colin Duffy nearing the top of this wall.
Yeah, it's the second out, is already so high on the wall.
Finally takes a fall into one of the slopey dishes, but what a performance.
Maybe like with Janja or Jakob Schubert or maybe Adam Ondra, but he could be one very present finalist.
Yeah, exactly. Keep an eye on that man as he gets cracking on this first section of the route. 2 clips in. Scoring system, if you don't know it, is based on how high you get. Each hold has a number. The higher you get, the more points you get. And you continue to the top. The top, of course, getting the highest amount of points. If 2 athletes top the route, then it goes down to time. I've got some very geeky notes about exactly what the plus score means, and I'll tell you that later. But we've seen a fall very, very early on. Mistake there early on. Let's watch that again. You can see just going up dynamically. His feet swing out. Maybe normally he'd be able to hold that on this men's route.
Anything could happen. But I think he has more experience, so I hope we understand that he has to go slowly. And hopefully he studied the route, not with his friend Murashita, but I think he has more experience. Even if he understood, or if he decides to go dynamic, then when he's there, he can understand that he have to go slowly.
Yeah, it's a good point, because the Japanese athletes will have discussed it amongst themselves, so it'll be interesting to see what Vita he chooses from. This is the move. They've got his teammate. Let's have a look at how he does that. He's going to pop for it, you know. Oh, okay. Way more static.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the slip. It's this nice and statically, but watch that right foot, because he brings the left toe in, then he has to release it, and that's the moment there, trying to get back on the wall. Don't move if you're watching this on TV. We could see a fall. The first quick draw, the second, the third, who knows? But Sebastian gets himself going here as the crowd drop a little silent, letting him focus on this first part of the route.
I know Sebastian from a very long time. He was competing since he was really young. And then he was at the top level, I think, for many years. And then he disappeared a few years. And then now it's cool to have him back here in the final after maybe 3 or 4 years not competing or not going to the final.
Yeah, he's a very, very strong climber, and it's good to see him back on the big stage as he easily moves through this section, climbing very confidently at the moment.
Yeah, he looks confident. It is very important for him because I think sometimes he feels the pressure and he climb bad and does some mistake, I think.
Well, let's see how he does this section. Easy for
He did
Sebastian.
it really well, really well. He put his right foot on the right hold. And then, yeah, the hardest part I think was to put your left foot high on the holes, and he did it really well. He looks confident.
And immediately moving into third place, bronze medal position. So he reaches up and clips. This is the section where he might want to slow things down a little bit. Those dual textured holds are not forgiving if you rush it.
He's going fast. He seems he doesn't care about the pinches and the slippery pinches.
I like it. Ignore the conditions. Just
Yeah.
go for it anyway. Why not? And he's nearing the top two now, getting ever closer. You can see that graphic on the left-hand side. Blue for the bottom, yellow for the top. And now he's just taking a moment to rest. And here is this fascinating move. Let's see what he decides to do. And again, resting in another different position.
Yeah.
Look at the different styles on offer. We've seen 3 athletes get here, and he's going for the foot first method. Interesting. Stefano, that looks horrendously uncomfortable, but would that work?
It doesn't look very comfortable position to rest, but I think it works. I think that white volume is there for that reason, because it's not useful for the progression. So I think it's just for resting.
Oh, there we go. Uses it for a handhold, but has he misread it?
Yeah, actually I'm wrong.
And you can just see the screen looking like it suddenly got cloudy. That's because of the mist that's just come through the stadium. We're literally in a cloud here in Villars. I can see the moisture in the air. You can't quite catch it on TV, but he's climbing in a cloud at the moment. Doesn't seem to be bothering him right now as he goes again upside down.
He's climbing really well.
Sebastian Halenke is currently in second place. If he manages to get past Colin Duffy in the middle of a fog storm, I'm going to call it, then this is going to be spectacular. And there's the pop!
Because he knows the big competition will be there. So I think he can just climb a bit more relaxed. But usually, being Alex Megos is not that easy.
It's true, he's one of the true stars of the climbing world. Media attention abound. And look at this, it's almost spooky here in Villars. What an atmosphere as Alex Megos makes his way through this first section. This will be interesting to see how this mist, this fog, has affected the wall. Alex using similar beat to where we've seen the other athletes do at this stage. And this is the mantly press up to the yellow hold. Let's see how he unlocks those feet. He's looking to kick left. He's thinking about it. Has he got the flexibility? And now he gets the toe, which we know is dangerous, but he holds the swing.
He uses his power to hold his mantle.
Clawed himself back into the wall there. So exciting to watch this as Alex Megos comes into the danger part of the route. These slopey pinches. After some powerful yet safe climbing from Alex Megos. Making a slightly awkward clip there, you can see down by his hip, fumbling it for half a second, and now and almost losing it on the backswing. Toe hooks. Alex is having to fight here. Again, a slight hesitation on that clip. But now he seems to be composing himself for this next move.
Yeah, I think if he can reach the rest, then on the cream part will be very well.
He's nearing the resting jug now. Not really a jug, of course, especially right now, but it's bigger than a lot of holds on this route, and that's the moment the athletes will find to take a little breath.
Now let's see how he will rest. Whoa.
Alex Megos living on the edge here. Different resting position.
Yeah, just with his right foot. I think it's maybe the most comfortable position, but he doesn't want for sure stay longer.
Slaps out for the white volume. We're watching his hands slip off those holds, but he's into the crimpy section. And as you said, Stefano, this should suit him, this part of the route.
Yeah. He's the master of crimps, but it seems quite tired. I think that the first section was very tiring for him.
Reaches up for the Klimt. Megos currently just outside of a podium place. Now he moves into it, third at the moment for Alex Megos, just getting that crimp. Every move is a fight for him at the moment. Creeping his hands up to that tiny, tiny crimp we saw Colin Duffy clipping off. And now he's got to work his way across. You get the feeling if he can just make this little traverse, we're going to see something interesting from Alex here as he reaches out, pressing into the ceiling. Another moment for him just to compose himself. But watch out for this dish, the one that got Colin Duffy. It was slippy when Colin was on there. He's just looking out and giving a little shrug to the crowd. How does my life lead me to this moment, he's thinking. He's a showboater for sure.
If he can rest here, I think we will see him in the next session.
Alex just maneuvering his chalk bag around, awkward position for him. You can see the effort on his face. Looking fairly calm, but you can see how much tension he's having to keep in his body in order to rest there. He's got 2 minutes on the clock, which is plenty of time. Only the vertical head wall section here to go. And now he presses on. He's going to go for that gold medal position. Makes another awkward clip. Just getting it in there. Now watch for this dish as he steps up, getting huge support from the crowd. He's on the dish. Matches, that moves him into first position with 32. The top beckoning now for Alex Megos. What a fight through the conditions and the route. Pops out.
What? No!
Oh, and there's the slip. Big on the outdoor climbing scene, of course.
Yeah, he has no medal in lead, but he has, I think, a few medals in bouldering. He just won in Salt Lake City, the last bouldering competition in USA. And then I think he took 1 or 2 silver medals a few years ago.
Yeah, that graphic we saw is just for the lead comps underneath his name. But yeah, he was in Salt Lake City in high-performing boulder mode. And yet, although we perhaps think of Sean maybe as a boulderer, he has got some really good endurance, as he's shown.
Yeah, he's very light, he has a lot of endurance, and his style is quite dynamic, so I think in this route could be very good. Especially in the first section, and then the crimpy section maybe it's not his style, but could do very good as in semi-final.
The wind is blowing through a little bit, getting rid of that fog cloud that rolled in earlier, perhaps improving conditions for Sean as he reaches up from that mantle press position. This is slightly awkward though, he's going to have to get his foot, which he does.
I think this was the best way to pass these cracks.
Certainly energy efficient on that one, no cut loose moves. Sean Bailey with 4 minutes 42 on the clock. Just takes a moment to chalk up, resting on that slopey hold before he launches into the next part of this route. The route setters splitting it by colours. Give you guys an idea at home watching where we are on the wall. And of course that graphic on the left. Sean goes up into the pinch. And then pops up into the yellow. Sean climbing like it wasn't damp out there. He's looking so confident with every move.
Yeah, he's climbing well until now.
Watch that dual texture hold though, Sean. You can see his left foot slipping a little bit. The crowd being wonderful here tonight, fully behind all these athletes. Does make a difference having a cheering audience. Sean, very calm at the moment.
Yeah, he's taking his time.
He's probably going to know there's no tops at the moment. I think he would have heard the crowd go crazy for a top, so he's aware that he doesn't necessarily need to get the top to win, but Alberto Gines Lopez, who's coming behind him, he's going to be certainly going for that top, so Sean will do everything he can to secure this. But first of all, he needs to get onto the podium, and there's Paul Jenft's 4th position.
Yeah, when we are in isolation, we cannot see the other climbers climb before us. The only thing we can understand is hearing the crowd. If the crowd is very loud, we understand that the climbers before us is going very high, and if the crowd go crazy, we understand that the climber could have top. And this could help, but sometimes it could be not very useful because it makes us more nervous.
Fascinating insights there. Stefano Gasolfi, of course, the finalist many, many times. We're lucky to have him here with us tonight to watch this finals. But Sean Bailey has found a very unique resting position. We haven't seen this before.
Yeah, on the next hold.
And now he moves on. This is the crimpy section. Stefano hinted that it might not be his style. Let's see how he manages it. Drops that right knee right down low and reaches up for the pinch. Outside flag into the left crimp. And now this is the nasty one, the one that spat off a few. Sean Bailey making it look like it's incredibly easy though. Oh, but almost dropped that press, dynamically popping into it.
He couldn't clip, or did he clip?
It's hard.
Yeah, no, he couldn't clip.
Yeah, he hasn't clipped.
Now. Yeah.
Good spot that, Stefano. I couldn't see it.
Okay, but he did it now.
You're allowed to climb past the quick draw, but you have to make sure it's clipped at some point. Sean Bailey just casually hanging out halfway, 3/4 way up this lead wall with a minute and a half to go.
He looks relaxed. And he's a bit shorter than Alex, so I think this position fits better for him.
Yeah, true. Alex was sort of a bit squished under
Yeah,
there.
it was too squished. Here is, I think he's resting. Yeah, he's even clipping from that position. For Alex, I think it was impossible. He was too squished on the upper volume. He looks relaxed.
Right, Sean Bailey now, as he comes in to the top of this wall. Slightly hesitating getting out of this position. It is a strange move as he reaches up into the dish and jumps into 2nd position. He's going for Megos' score here. Remember, Alex kind of foot popped. Sean Bailey, though, this is the move that almost did for Alex, but Sean has got to it. Into 1st position for Sean Bailey. As he eyes up the finishing hole, will he be the person to top this route? Only one athlete to go as Sean Bailey comes across with no feet into these nasty last few crimps, and there he loses it.
He still is in the youth team, so I think even from the first competition he was winning the European Championship, and yeah, I almost immediately noticed he was going to be the next of the strongest competitors out there.
I was talking to someone about the youth thing he was doing, and they were saying that it's like a transition period for him, that he could just do the senior finals, but it's good for him to go into the youths, just get more and more experience, and that's why he's doing some of those.
Yeah, actually he's using a different approach from the other Olympic athletes, because the other Olympic athletes are trying to do very few competitions. They're competing in maybe Innsbruck, maybe this one, and then stop and resting for the next. He said he's probably competing in all the World Cup competition, and he's already competed in all the youth competition before.
So getting every second of experience he can, and he's making that bottom section look very easy. At the moment, just screwing in that right foot to make sure it sticks, almost losing the crimp for a second, making it work though, as he comes into the big pinches. Alberto is the final athlete who can knock Sean Bailey off that top spot. Grabs the quick draw in order to clip. You can't pull on it, of course, but you can just grab it, clip on. Alberto looks like he needs this rest coming up.
Let's see how he will rest in this position.
Yeah, he's got a toe hook in, right foot pressing. And quickly tries to find, this is the position Alex Megos was resting in.
Yeah, he's resting the same way.
Alberto Hines Lopez finding yet another position to rest in, a high right heel this time.
Yeah, he finally reaches the final section of the creams. I think it fits a lot of his style. And he doesn't look very tired. Not fresh as Sean.
Yeah, not fresh yet, and he pauses here. You know there's a rest coming.
Whoa.
Alberto takes a big fall. Sean Bailey, what a win for him. I don't think he can quite believe it. So that is our leaderboard with Sean Bailey in first position.
It's been so long and really happy to see him again. And he looks, well, he was so happy to be there, and I really love that guy. Huh?
Exactly, cool to see some old favourites back on the big screen. Right, Vita Lukan gets us underway. That's our current leaderboard. You can see Natalia right near the top, just falling.
I love the way she climbs. She's really efficient. And this, I love all the Slovenian climbers just climb pretty well. They just go with the flow, and I really like it.
Yeah, there's certainly a style that seems to come from these climbers. Maybe it's the coaches, maybe it's just something that's in them from an early age.
Yeah, maybe they just train that way, maybe.
Vita Lukan will be happy to be back in her finals here as she works her way through this first section. This blue part of the route should be quite straightforward, and yet can all go wrong in a heartbeat as Vita slaps
on his feet.
Pops her foot there.
Yeah.
And now these slopers are going to be tricky to hold. It has been very humid here. Makes the clip. Yeah, this is it, Oriane, isn't it? This is the moment, this pop.
Yes, we're waiting for that.
Let's see what Vita can do for this moment. She's aiming for the tick hold.
Right, will she do it? Will she do it? Oh
There's
my
the jump.
God, yes she did!
It's almost on the second grab. She did that.
This is good.
So Vita Lukan gets through that jump there, and you can see there was almost a double movement. She went, almost lost it, and then went into it again.
Almost did like Mia. Wow, that was scary.
It was a scary moment for Vita Lukan as she now progresses up. Let's see what she's made of as she walks her feet now from right to left using these pinches. Makes a low clip.
She looks pretty. Oh!
A foot pop there, just showing how difficult it is.
This is why you can't just look away.
Exactly. Every move these athletes make might be in danger. Apologies if you lost us earlier, but we are back, and Vita Lukan currently in second position. We lost Mia Krampel early on in this round. And Vita Lukan nearing the final third of this route. Rest there in a moment, Oriane. And as an athlete, you're always looking for those positions in order to stop for a second.
It feels great to just stop climbing for a moment, just to take a time to think and just say, okay, so next I have to do that. And it's like when you just step away and just think more, like when you just read the route, you know, like you're just remembering what you're gonna do, and then you just go back and this is it. Now it's the moment you go.
Yeah, they're just remembering the sequences that they learned for only a couple of minutes.
It's pretty long, so come on, please.
Right, makes this slightly awkward clip as she nears the top of the wall. Vita Lukan going well at the moment. She swings her feet over. Remember how slippy those volumes are. Points her toes there in order to drop into that left hand.
Small heel hook there.
And that tick mark on the volume itself, no hold there, it's just the edge.
Yeah, just to sign that there is something there, go take it. Come on, Vita.
Right, Vita onto the head wall now. The vertical sections, it changes from overhanging.
She's going for it. She's going for it. Come on, Vita.
Resting her way. Now these crimps, very, very small.
And this is where you start to get pumped. Come on, Vita.
Battling it now. She gets another heel hook in, finds the crimp, takes a moment to chalk up.
Why? Little crimps up there. Why? Come on, Vita. And we're going for the jump there.
Yeah, here we go. Wait for this moment. Big swings coming up.
Let's see if she can. Come on, Vita. Oh my God.
Now let's see what she does. She's 18.
1 minute 16. Why?
Let's see what she can do on our route. 6 minutes on the clock as that relentlessly ticks down. There she is, currently in 4th. 4 athletes to go, of course.
We can hear Japanese guys screaming behind.
Japanese support and their coaches always there for their athletes. They have sometimes tricky quarantine coming over, but they managed to make it work, and it's great to see them in Europe competing at the moment.
I've always wondered how they can be so strong like that. Like, what do they do? You know, like, they just come in an army, you know, and we can see like maybe 18 in semis. I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, there's an amazing gym system in Japan, and they all train that so strong. Right, let's see this move. This is the dynamic move where we lost Mia Krampel on 17 plus.
Hold it first. Okay.
Takes a moment to steady herself. If she can see the tick mark, she knows there is a hold there. Can't quite see it though, and goes statically.
Oh my God! Why?
Static, but then at some point she had to release those feet, and the momentum just taking her a little.
She just went slowly, and I think we can't really see it, but the wall is pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. Overhanging. So I think it's much harder than it looks. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, you got to remember that the angle you're seeing is from straight on often, and it can make the wall look almost vertical, but it is very overhanging. Always the quick draws hanging down. You can see how far they're out.
Yeah, we can see them. Just
Right, Momoko Abe. She comes into the traverse section. This is quite technical, this series of moves.
She looks pretty experienced, 7,000 is her first participation. This is crazy.
Right, Momoko Abe moving into 3rd place, into the medal positions.
She's going for it. She's going for it.
Yeah, she's setting herself up for this next section. Just, again, you were saying, just taking a moment to reread the route and this rest coming up now.
Yeah, she's coming for that. Okay. All right. Some climbers just need to take more rest and think about it more. Well, I mean, I don't really know how much time she's going to take, but let's see.
Yeah, she has got plenty of time, 3.5 minutes on the clock. She just shakes out. It's quite a good hold that she's resting on, just dropping that left foot down.
She's going for it, she's going for it.
Yeah, she's almost ready to go. Chalks up one final time, shaking out. Just you can see her processing the next part of this route. Matches again. Pops up with the left hand.
First screw. And you're going directly into it. Like, this is hard. Extremely hard. Just directly now.
Yeah, she goes from pinches into these more crimpy pinches.
Yeah. You have to switch styles really fast. And, well.
It's close up of that foot. You can see how small it is. She eyes up the final part of this route. Still away off Vita Lukan's score. And Natalia Grossman. Work to do, but 2.5 minutes to do it. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. She looks like she's feeling quite good.
Yeah,
doesn't look pumped at all. So.
Yeah, she doesn't, does she? Really in control.
Come on. Come on.
Up to the pinch and the heel hook.
Why? I love her climbing. Wow.
Yeah, if you're new to sport climbing, then this is a start. But now she might struggle with the reach on this move, especially with that heel in.
Come on, buddy. Why? Come on, come on.
Up she goes, 4 fingers on that crimp, slight
Is she
foot
going
pop
for it?
for a moment, but the heel's in.
She's going for it. Come on. This is it. Is she gonna?
Here
Gonna
is
stick
the
the
jump.
diner? Is she gonna stick it? Oh my!
She takes the swing.
Oh my, everyone, and just being here with them, well, it was incredible, and I think she will slap.
Let's see what she can do early on. Will the nerves get to her? Will she keep it together? The next 6 minutes, we will find out.
35.
As Aleksandra makes her way up, first clip in, using sensible rests early on. You'll see the athletes just shaking out between some of these moves, little micro shakes in order to help the pump.
I'm so stressed.
Oriane can't sit still next to me. She cheering on Aleksandra.
My hands are dripping wet.
Well, I hope yours are back at home as well. These athletes of true world standard putting on a show for us. Aleksandra nearing Mia Krampel's moment. We know this bottom half of the route is fairly straightforward. It's the next section in a minute, the jump, that's proving to be
the
hard.
small jump there. She's also a boulderer, so I think she's gonna stick that move. Who needs fits again?
Yeah, let's see if she's found some endurance in her training as she comes into this little screw-on hold you can see for the left.
She's going for it.
Full commitment from Aleksandra here. She takes a moment just to chalk up here. She's going to know this is a tricky move. They've all seen it from the ground. She won't know how tricky, having not seen the other athletes compete, but
Putting that thumb there.
here we go.
Is she going dynamic, totally, or static? Come on, Aleksandra.
Oh, straight to the jug.
That was scary.
Little foot skip in order to steady herself.
Try to clip, but not now.
Yeah, had a thought to clip. She just checks out the clock, using straight arms there in order to rest.
Got no time to think what is she going to do.
Yeah, you can see she's almost made the decision. She's wanted to go before, she's almost rested and ready to go.
Yeah.
Goes up with the left this time. Thought about the right, thought better of it. High, high heel hook. She
All right.
bunches
She's
her
going for
body
it.
up.
She's going for it. Come on, Aleksandra.
Aleksandra with a toe hook in on the right-hand side.
I could never trust my toe hooks. Never.
Oriane needs better shoes.
Yeah. I mean, heel hooks are pretty much my style, so I'm not going with toe hooks there.
Every athlete having their own style, their own way for these routes. That's what's so great about watching these back-to-back, is you can see the different methods taking place.
Different styles and the difference of training. You can also see how they train. And knowing that she's 16 and that she's climbing here in her first final, we can see that she trains a lot. She trains a lot, and she also likes climbing because here she is.
Yeah, big moment there for her. She almost came undone going up to the resting hold.
What? We're gonna see a lot of people resting there, I guess.
I think so.
Everyone
I think this
there.
is the only point, really. There's a little one down earlier, but with the slippery volumes, you can't hang around there too long. But this is
That might be the only rest in the route.
certainly the only big rest.
Well, big.
Yeah, but big. Yeah, I do say big. It's
The
obviously not big.
biggest, at
Yeah.
least. Come on, Aleksandra.
Starting
She's going
to
for it.
fight now, though, looking trickier for her.
Okay, all right. She's going for it.
Right foot under, digging in the feet. She cuts loose on those pinches.
Alexandra. Is she gonna hold that?
Just makes that
One more
stick.
move. Come on, come on, come on. This
Will
is
she
the tick mark.
podium?
The tick mark. The tick mark. Come on.
She's just going to lose it.
Never. She's there and she's holding it until the end. And I really like that because she's incredibly strong about that.
Never give up attitude.
Yes, this is it.
So
She's
Lucka
really
gets
kind. She's what? Yeah. I mean, those were climbers I was watching on TV like 1 year ago, and so I'm just always, whoa, you know, when I'm next to them, I'm just
starstruck.
Okay, why?
Yeah.
You know, this is. I'm next to them, you know, and it feels pretty good.
Imagine how I feel. Lucka Rakovec in 6th place at the moment. As she starts her finals here. She had a good semi-finals, qualifying in 3rd place.
Right. I don't have voice anymore. I scream too much for Bo.
Everyone in the crowd's been screaming tonight as we near the end of our final, but there's still some great climbing to go. 3 athletes remaining. Lucka, one of them, just taking her time through these difficult early moves. Doesn't want to be going too early on.
Yeah.
Making sure that everything's locked in.
Natalia is still 1. Wow.
Yeah, Natalia first out, and she's been on that golden throne for a while now. Lucka makes the clip, and now this is the slight rest we're talking about, not the best in the world, and it's early on, of course, so they won't want to be spending too much time hanging around there, but there is a hard move to come, and this is it.
Okay, here she goes. Is she going for it? Yes, she is. Oh my God.
Lucka almost controlled it.
Let's go.
So Laura gets started, making the first clip nice and easy.
We can hear people screaming behind.
Yeah, the crowd really getting behind everyone here in the stadium.
It feels good. Finally.
So good to have that atmosphere back, for sure. It's been fun having the athletes watching, and there's been a very educated, supported crowd, but there's something about people just going absolutely crazy in the stadium which makes a difference.
Definitely. Like when you just to the last quick train, you're here and you just look at behind you, like, why? There is people behind me, and what? Yeah.
Right, Laura finding this bottom section a little bit reachy.
She's why I'm really excited to see her in a dynamic move, because she's not the dynamic type of climber. So let's see how she managed to do or not do it. Let's cross our fingers.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. She might try to do it statically, but well, we've seen it's kind of possible.
She might. Yeah, the Japanese Abe.
Yeah, Momoko Abe nearly made it work and then just kind of popped off. But right, let's see Laura now. She eyes up this next hold into the pinch. Looks like she's looking to...
She's going like Momoko. And she's going
static,
for it.
But she holds it.
Yeah. She did exactly like Momoko, like the start in static and then just dynamic move, just to hold it.
Well, Laura's through the first danger moment.
It looks like it's getting cold. She has a long sleeves there.
Yeah, it has suddenly got chilly here in Villars, but the fog that rolled in has gone.
I'm actually in shorts. I'm getting cold. My legs are cold. Oh, thank you.
We're sharing blankets and jumpers here in the commentary box as Rogora makes her way across this section.
Oh,
Slight.
she almost did like Vita.
Yeah,
Vita
almost lost the feet
too.
on that grey volume. I think slightly slippy at the moment.
The humidity is there, really. She's the second last climber.
Yeah, Laura knows the rest is coming. She will have spotted it from the ground. Big jump up, having to cut loose. And pops into the rest. Now Laura, so good at resting. She'll take her time here just to read the route. She's got plenty of time, 3 minutes 20.
She looks like she's smiling. Wow. She's going for it. I'm sure she's gonna crush it.
Let's see how Laura performs. She just hangs there for a second, suspended above our Villars crowd, and that is the top beckoning her.
Oh, what is she doing? Come on.
Laura just taking a moment to readjust her beater. She needs to go left hand.
Try to put the left foot up, but I think it's going before. Yeah, with the left hand. Come Laura. Come Laura.
Pressing up, gets the left, turns it from a pinch to a crimp.
She's going. Come
now
on.
finds the left foot.
This is it. Come on, Laura.
Into the pinch.
Come on, Laura.
Every move looking like a bit of a struggle at the moment as she gets ever closer. Look at the scoreboard on the left-hand side, currently in 5th.
Okay. Here she goes.
Precise footwork seen here
This
as
is
we
crazy.
look at that volume hold with the tick mark on it.
Let's go for it. This is where Aleksandra fell. She's going in static.
Sticks the crimp, and now the head wall to come.
She's going for it. She's getting closer to the jump move.
It's complicated, this section. Quite hard to read. And then you suddenly hit these
Momoko.
really thin crimps.
Is she gonna stick the jump? Is she gonna stick it?
We would love to see that happen.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
would love to see that. Right.
Into the crimp, she's going to have to get herself. She just pauses for a sec there. She knows what this move is. She makes the jump, then she's going to look for the quick draw. She's a fair way above the last one, which is a dramatic fall, or not, hopefully, as she prepares herself.
Come on, Laura. Come on, Laura. Is she going to do it? Is she going to stick it? Oh, my God.
Almost coming on top of it, and again, she sticks the move.
Whoa.
I was not expecting that. I was waiting for the pop. Laura
just looking at the time. 1 minute left. She can stick it.
Are we going to see our first top hit tonight for the women? Another big dyno, but again we've seen Laura static everything. Is she going to find a way to do this? Slightly short at the minute, 55 seconds on the clock.
I don't think Sadegate is going to work, but...
I mean, she's going to have to find a lock-off straight from somewhere to be able to static this.
She's going to find that.
And it's
40 seconds.
It's got to be the jump, surely. She's made her way through every move in a totally different style, but this one... But no, again, she's
Laura,
looking for the press.
She's going for there. Come on. Yeah, she's going.
Left foot up, thinks differently of it.
25 seconds. Is she going to try static, dynamic?
She is running out of time. She's going to have to pop. She keeps thinking about it. You can see her body tensing for this moment.
15 seconds. She saw that. She's going to try that.
Laura about
She's going
to jump.
She's going for it.
Up she pops and she sticks it.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Laura Rogora tops out the route in style, and you can see how much that means to her.
Just looks like the Balea. All right, here she goes.
So Janja Garnbret, our final athlete out here tonight in this final that has been so exciting to watch. Laura going up with the crimps.
I just love how she climbs. Just look at her hands. This is crazy.
Yeah, total control early on, but we know what's to come.
Yeah.
We've witnessed what it takes to finish this women's route, so will Janja be able to get it done tonight? Let's find out. Walking her feet from right to left. That's that yellow bracelet on her leg that indicates a negative COVID test, in case anyone's wondering.
Vaccinated.
Vaccinated, exactly.
Well, I do have it, but I am not vaccinated.
Janja now, no feet up to the slopers. And this move, I would say, is a classic Janja.
Yeah,
Are we
definitely.
going to see a Janja flick in this moment, her body position where she kicks her head and her legs backwards in order to steady herself?
All right. She's just looking.
And there it is.
And there it is.
Janja, thinking about the clip here, she's got to boost up to it, which she does. Comes down for the rest.
Even her clippings are, yeah, amazing.
Athletic clipping.
Yeah.
Right, Janja through the danger moment, and now she's going to be gunning for that rest that we know is waiting.
Right first, okay. Then left, and this is it. Oh, just get the whole.
Interesting beater from Janja, just having to bump that hand.
Who needs those holes anyway?
No problems with the slippy surface. You can see just drilling her right foot, rubbing it onto that volume to make sure of the purchase.
Doesn't slip. I mean, I think they just can feel the humidity is there, so they just take care of every single detail. And
yeah, she's just making sure of every move.
Making sure everything is good.
Right, Janja finds the rest.
Oh, she clipped before. She's the only one to do that.
Yeah, slight change in styles.
Okay, oh, I'm so excited to see her climbing the second part of the route. Looks like the route is divided in two parts. One really slippery and tricky part, and one really just get bumpy and yeah, just going for it, you know. And this is something I can't really do at the moment, like switching styles that much. And this is crazy to see how those climbers in finals just can't do that. And yeah, this is experience, I guess. So let's see how fast she can switch.
Yeah, you said it well, Oriane. Like, it is a change in styles.
Okay, she's going in the poppy section. She's not bumped at all.
No, certainly finding the good rest. She's got 2 minutes 40, which is a lot of time left. Climbed quickly to this point so far, and now she can just take her time through
Well,
this.
6 minutes to climb in a route, right?
6 minutes, yeah, so 2.5 minutes left.
All right.
How's those sweaty hands, Oriane?
Pretty much sweatier than it was before. Oh.
Right, Janja now. She eyes up that tick mark on the top of the volume.
She's fine. Why?
Looking good at the moment, coming up into 5th position currently. Into the pinch.
She's not pumped. She doesn't look pumped at all.
Perhaps having to work a little bit though now as she comes into these very, very small crimps. She's going to look for the high heel. That's how bad that crimp is.
You can see her tattoo.
Right, Janja. Time to jump, or is she going to use the more static approach that we saw at Lara?
She's going to jump.
Oriane's money is on a jump. Let's see. Janja just taking a moment there, face pressed against the wall.
Wow.
Perhaps pumped.
We can see how overclimbing it is. Wow.
Really is. Janja just breathing hard here, resting on these small crimps.
1 minute 20, it's going pretty well.
How she's doing that is beyond me, but...
Whoa, she's resting on those.
Yeah, she's going to have about a minute left. And now she sets herself up for this all-important pot move. Big jump out, and she wraps her arms around it in order to stick it. Looks down at the ground, checking the clock, 55 seconds to go, and one move remaining. It might come down to time, and at the moment she's quicker. Janja Garnbret, 42 seconds to go.
Last climb of the evening, everyone is there, going for it. Is she done it?
She
And
puts,
she has done it.
sticks it, Janja Garnbret
30 seconds.
will
She has
finish
done
this
it.
route. Unbelievable from her as she comes down.